Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're playing another game of Total War Warhammer, another Dwarf multiplayer game. So I've just released some Greenskin multiplayer, and I'm about to release a Bretonian multiplayer as well. And I've learned a couple of things playing some of these games. Number one is those health potions are a must-have. They're so powerful that you really just want as many different lords as possible that can field this. In fact, that's making me want to run one more Thane. I am running two of these guys, just because that rune of Wrath and Ruin or whatever is pretty strong. It gives me an answer to things like Black Orcs and other type of units that are very heavily armored but perhaps a little weaker to magic. They are only 680. I mean, on the surface they seem better than Thanes, right? Because they're 680. You know, they have similar health. They don't have a shield. Or at least very similar to Thanes. But the problem is they don't have these potions. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And we'll bring in another Thane. Get rid of this. 2 potions, and we'll get rid of one of these ranks. And I guess this rank. And then we'll rank up. God, one, seriously? And we'll rank up that, sure. Actually, we will rank up Quarreler. Okay, so now we have max potions. You can't get a potion on your normal board, unfortunately, on any of them, even the generic one, which is pretty unfortunate, but I still want one runesmith. You can only have 4 heroes total. I tried to run 3 of each of these, 3 runesmiths and 3 thanes, but it only lets you have 4 heroes. And I want one for the rune of Wrath and Ruin, and this also gives +8 melee attack to everybody. Now we're not really that predicated on melee attack, but it scales pretty well, especially with all these heroes. So I think this is pretty solid. Just nice, cheap front line here, and we just want to hold the line and try to get as many shots as we can with all of our artillery. So let's go ahead and give this a whirl. Power doors, alright. Battle. I think the grudge throwers are very cost efficient. I mean, they're only 700 gold. There's an argument that I should even get a 4th one. I mean, you just want to make sure that you have missile superiority. Because if you have missile superiority, that forces them to come to you, so that you're not tired by the time you get to them. Also, if they have ground-to-air missiles, like archers, not a lot of people have those, but if they do, it's really good against those, which frees up your gyrocopters. So I'm only running 2 gyrocopters. Okay, well, I'm running dwarves too, buddy, so. Dwarf on dwarf action. I still like this dwarf on dwarf. It's possible I should just run even more grudge throwers, like 1 more grudge thrower instead of this gyrocopter. Thinking about it. Those choppers are not going to be that good because they have great missile units typically. I'm gonna get rid of that and get one more of these. That way we'll have a little bit of harassment, but this should give us artillery superiority and just really wear them out. Because then they're gonna have to be the ones to run to me, and it's gonna take them forever. And hopefully this will help me thin up their lines, and then I might be able to set up flanks on them too. So we can split 2 thanes off to one side. And maybe these 3 off to another side, and then just flank around and have these hold. I know flanking with dwarves is kind of silly, but I think it can be done if you have artillery superiority, because they're on the clock. They have to come to you. If you can just fake them out and get them to run around and just not really know what you're doing, then you land more and more hits with your artillery. So you just, with some of the other factions that I've done, what I'll do is I'll just fly around and just distract them with flying units while I shoot them with artillery. Okay.
Grudge thrower! War of vengeance!
8. Put our Thanes. He's here.
Preparing bombing run. War of vengeance.
9. These guys are basically all the same. We'll make them all 10. They might split them up. We'll see. But I think since we're probably going to have missile superiority, I want them to run all the way over to me. I mean, maybe we won't. We'll see. But packing 4 is quite a lot. So we want to spread out. Just so that if they have grudge throwers also, then this is fine. Now we need to leave a little room behind us. So that way, ideally what we want to do is use our grudge throwers to hit their infantry while they're using their grudge throwers to try to hit our grudge throwers. That's the ideal state. Some people will go for that, some people won't. Put a couple on this side, a couple over there. We'll use the gyrocopter to scout. I think this is going to be fine. What's our range? Let's move up just a little bit here, just so that I can fire them right away before they know what's even going on. Now I am going to be at a slight downhill, but I don't think that should be a huge problem. Okay, this should be fine. Wow, that is a lot of gunners. Very thin spaghetti lines. Huh. Interesting build. I must say. It's pretty interesting. Let's just aim for some different lines here. Are these quarrelers? Is that? No, those are dwarf warriors. Okay. I'm not sure who will outdo whom in terms of quarrelers versus gunners, but I think quarrelers backed by grudge throwers should be able to win this exchange, I think. Where's our this guy? So I'm gonna get up there with him. Cast this on them as much as possible. So I think I'm definitely cool with just standing here firing. Oh my god, what is the range on this? Alright, let's get in here. Leave a couple in the middle here. ahead and fire at that guy. And we'll switch up, fire at this. Go ahead and fire at some of these fresh lines here. I need to bring the gyrocopters over here, I guess, to get some shots in behind these guys. These guys are still putting in some work. Oops. Yes, skirmish, yes. Wait, no. Yeah, skirmish mode, run back.
Let the vengeance begin!
Something's shooting at their back. Oh, it's those gunners, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was bad. That was definitely not a good thing. Let's get in there.
Taking aim! Kill! Vengeance! Kazu! Take him down!
This is a really weird fight, but let's shoot these guys in the back, actually. I want to do that. Just because they're not going to have their defenses. I don't know. That's kind of wonky.
By the Lear's will. Obey me!
I mean, I think we're winning most of this. It's difficult to say.
Withdraw! Shoot the dogs! Right on! I speak my lord's will! It is a reckoning! Fight! Vengeance!
Yeah, we need to get into that and stop them from shooting my back. Okay, so we're engaged with them now.
Some spell breaking. We're moving out! War and vengeance!
This feels like a very, like, 19th century Bretonian fight, you know? Like, just everyone lines up and just shoots. Like, American Revolution style. Actually, let's just go fight these guys if we're out of ammo. Let's get over here and just end this. Let's try to get those guys to stop from shooting. Our roadsmith's getting a little dinged up here. Face up, face up. Go get him. What's going on over here? Oh, he's kiting me. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. I gotta pay closer attention to that. Damn, so much ammo. Okay, wait, are we out of ammo too? No, get on that. It's like the slowest battle. Can you like buy extra ammo or something? Like, how does this guy still have ammo? Does this guy still have ammo? No, I'm out of ammo. They just naturally have less ammo or something? I don't really know what the deal is, but
Vengeance.
like, I have no idea how they're not out of ammo yet, but enemy way over here. Well, I guess we just gotta stick with him at this point. Jesus, this fight. This is so, like, goofy. Okay, they're done. Let's get over here. Pop. Health pot. Where's our main ward? Okay, he's over here. I think that should be okay. Need to get over here and just shut this stuff up. This feels like just a very slow-mo, like, this is so weird. Everyone's so tired. This feels like very slow motion microing. Oh, did they get my runesmith? Dang it, I should have microed him better. Okay, got the gyros back. Need to run over here and sneak him around his guns, because apparently they still have half ammo left. Like, what?
I speak my lord's will. Vengeance. That'll do.
This is so weird. Okay, we beat them up.
Pull out. Vengeance. Gossip. Killers. Yes. Yes. Quarrelers. Vengeance. Withdraw.
It's just so weird. Oh, we need to get in here. Deal with this.
Yes. Aye. Gyrocopter. Moving out.
Alright, so I need to get in here and use these bombs.
Dodge. Killers. Yes, yes. Aye, as you command. Nothing can stop us. Aye. Off they go. Withdraw. Kill. Earth. Lord.
God, this match is so goofy.
Let's settle some grudges.
Alright, let's get back here.
Off we go. The order.
Wait, why is he running?
Let us bleed.
I guess he's totally surrounded, that's a thing, but come on, man. Get some shots in there, just get them to try to run. Okay, these two guys need to get down here. Is this just one guy? Yeah. Gosh, I really wish I had my runesmith. I would definitely win this if I just microed my runesmith better. Now it's up in the air. I think we can still win it. I think we're actually in a dominant position here because of these things. But yeah, I should have definitely watched because I could have gotten off so many more little abilities. Hopefully he'll rally back. We'll see. I mean, it's a pretty full stack of gunners got. They have ammo too. I gotta get on that. No, 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 no. Oh god, that hurts. They're aiming for my gyro. Run, gyros, run. Actually, I guess this is fine. Jeez, he's just gonna kite me. Alright, let's just send the Lord in there after him. I need to get in here. Let's go ahead and pop this before he runs. God, this is really down to the wire. Okay, we can't let those miners hold us up. We gotta get over here. Charge them in the back. I mean, I've got to stay on him. That guy still has ammo. There's nothing else I can really do about that. I don't understand how he still has so much ammo, though. Like, that's just outrageous. Get off of him and go get these guys. I don't know how many more times I have to tell you. Yeah, just gang up on this main guy here. Shoot into their back. No, do not get tied up with that. Get over here. Kill this horde. Get past him. Get over here, kill this horde. Stop! Get out and go kill this horde. These controls are just so infuriating sometimes. Get a charge in the back. There we go. My main horde just has to kite this. I know they're kiting me, but I just have to. Because he has so much live ammo left. I think we're scaring them enough to where they're gonna run. Who has potions left? This guy has a potion left. Let's go ahead and use it. I'll micro him out. This is like... this is like a fight at a, I don't know, like an elderly home or something. Just so slow-mo on the microing. It's hilarious. Just get in here and charge. Oh my gosh, this might be as close as you can draw it up. Like, oh my gosh. Well, that's definitely one for the ages. That was fun. Holy cow. It's like people beating on each other with, like, you know, those poles, like those little noodles or whatever they call them, those little styrofoam things you just kind of beat on each other with, these wet noodles. I mean, that's what that felt like at the end. It's just like everyone's moving so slow. We're all trying to flank and kite each other. So he had a very interesting build with all gunners. I don't know how he had that much ammo. Because I thought we both started basically firing at each other at the same time. Yeah, if I had just microed my runesmith better and not engaged him in combat, I probably could have cast at least 5 or 6 more of those Wrath of Ruins, and that would have just completely dominated the fight. So if I would have just cast that on some more of those gunners, like, it would have been lights out. Let's see how we did here. Yeah, I deployed way less than he did. How is that? Oh, because I have these. Yup. So yeah, look at that performance of these Thanes. Over 100 kills each, and this Lord's 100 kills each. They're just unbreakable. Like, I mean, obviously one of them broke and ran, I'm pretty sure. But for the most part, like, they're just so difficult to crack through with those potions. And they just have so much HP. And heck, even the Gyrocopter got 87 kills, and he was almost run off the board immediately. Like, he just got focus fired. And these Thunders just obliterate Gyrocopters. Oh, I didn't notice he had long beards in there. He had some pretty long beards too. Yeah, Grudge Throwers did kind of underperform. But look, they cost 700 gold, so that's just as much as Gunners, I think. And this killed 52, 35, 27, 29. So, I mean, that's not that much worse than these Thunders, honestly. I would have to do the average, but I think on average in this fight, they performed better than the Thunders did. Now, these guys are 650, and they got 100 kills. These guys are like almost 650, or they're like 700, maybe 750. Like, they are so cost effective. Like, they're barely a pinch more than a battalion of Longbeards. And one Longbeard matched them, but everyone else just really underperformed. I think this would have done much better if I didn't lose him, because he also, I had that rune that gives everyone +8 melee attack, which would have been huge here. I don't know how so many of those Thunders had so much ammo. I mean, I guess he did have some in the back maybe that weren't shooting, I'm not really sure, but that was very close. So what do we learn Dwarf on Dwarf? Thanes, very, very strong. Dwarves just can't get through that armor. I mean, you saw them, they were just sitting there just holding off so many for so long. Gyrocopters can be strong, but you have to be very, very careful. I got them too close to the Thunders and didn't notice, and they got almost wiped out. But at the end, they came back and saved the day, even with just a little pinch of health, so that was really sweet. The Quarreler versus Thunder battle, I mean, Thunder seemed like they would win that hands down because they have so much armor piercing. But if you actually look at the numbers, the Quarrelers did very well. And a lot of these, they were tied up in melee combat. Most of these guys got to fire a lot of their ammo without being tied up as quickly. Although I did try to tie them up. I don't know, jury's out. I mean, maybe you go Thunders instead of Quarrelers. I think they had a very similar performance to the Quarrelers for the most part. I mean, there's some outliers like, you know, this guy's 49, 41 kills and things like that. But I think in general they performed very similarly. I think these were also very similar to the Thunders. Just the real outperformance here was from the Thanes. These guys were able to kind of hold their own and keep their head down and stay in there. It would have been a much different fight if I'd kept him alive. Lord is decent. I should have probably killed their Lord sooner. I don't know. But I think this confirms that this is a pretty good build. It's just to go for max heroes, 4 heroes, and get as many potion heroes as you can, so 3 Thanes. I mean, there's a possibility you should maybe even go for 4 Thanes. I think with the Bretonnians, I wasn't allowed to go for 4. No, because I had a Damsel in that one. Because I wanted the spellcasting. So, I mean, there's an argument you should just go for a 4th Thane also instead of just forget the Runesmith. But I think the Runesmith has a lot of utility. With that Wrath of Ruin, it just helps you deal with units that are otherwise difficult to deal with this build, like Black Orcs, if you're facing against Greenskins or something. And you get that rune that gives everybody +8 melee attack, which is a pretty good bargain. So yeah, and I mean, this guy did pretty well. He's a cheap board. I mean, the thing is, if you get Thorgrim, and you get the +8 damage or whatever on everybody, which is really nice. But Thorgrim's going to cost you, I think, 1900 with just that one bonus, and he does more damage because he does magical attacks, and he has more health. But he also costs 800 more gold than this guy. That 800 gold almost buys you 2 battalions of Dwarf Warriors. It buys you a Thane and some change. Gives you Gyrocopters and change. So, you know, is it really worth it having a little bit more stats on your Lord and that bonus rather than having an entire extra battalion? I don't know, jury's out. Let me know what you think in the comments, but that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much. I do like this build. I'm glad I was able to find something and get a little Dwarf redemption. That's probably the best fight I've ever had. I mean, like I said, it was like a bunch of like people in wheelchairs rolling around hitting each other, or just like in a swimming pool with wet noodles, or a slap fight. It lasted a very long time, and everyone was just like crawling around by the end. Everyone was so exhausted. So I love the Dwarves. It was just really funny. So I'm not trying to disparage them. It was just, you got to admit, it was pretty funny. We're just sitting there just like banging on each other and just can't damage each other. So, I mean, these guys were sitting here just shooting at each other until they ran out of ammo, basically. And they barely scratched each other. Like, most of them died because they got into melee combat with something else. But anyways, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was certainly a lot of fun to make. I'm glad I found something that I think might be useful in this meta, which is just tons of Thanes. And yeah, that's cool. We also have a lot of Dwarf. I think this is the 11th Dwarf episode, so we have a lot of those. We also have, I've got a couple of Greenskin one and a Bretonnian one, and I'm going to do multiplayer for other factions as well. I just wanted to go ahead and, I think I released 2 today, I think, and 2 yesterday. I don't remember. I'm going to try to do 1 or 2 every day. We also have legendary campaigns if you're interested in that going on, so everything except for Chaos. Legendary, we don't abuse the auto-resolve system, we don't assassinate lords on the campaign map, and we don't do any other shenanigans or tomfoolery that give us an advantage over the AI. So it's a really fun, it's a lot different from other campaigns on YouTube. This isn't one of those, we're going to finish in 15 episodes because we build 20 stacks of entry-level infantry and auto-resolve our way to victory. That's not how we do it. We fight real fights. Almost every episode has a real fight in it, and it's usually a pretty good fight. There are some that are just sort of set-up episodes, but I think on average, I would venture to guess we have more real fights that are like good fights, because sometimes it looks on the auto-resolve like it's going to be, a 70 or 80% win, but then it's not if you get in there and fight. And it's not because I'm a bad player. I mean, obviously I'm not the best in the world, and there's always room for improvement, but it's because the auto-resolve just can't read matchups very well. And it's not their fault. I've described this in the first episode of the Beastman campaign. It's basically impossible to design an auto-resolve system that's going to be accurate for, the entire player base, given all of the different variables that could happen. And most importantly, player input, like how are they going to micro, how are they going to cast their spells, what are they going to choose to match up with. It's impossible to predict. So anyways, in other campaigns you might say, oh, well, they're auto-resolving, but it's okay because they had an 80 or 90% chance there, and, that's what would happen all the time. It's not. If you're playing Legendary, and there are a lot of these fights in the campaigns that look like they're in my favor that are not, and there's also some that look like they're not in my favor. One on the vampire counts, I don't remember which episode it was, I think it was somewhere like in the early 20s, I won a fight where it was less than 5% on the auto-resolve. But I've also taken a ton of casualties off of fights that look like they're 80% in my favor or so, because the matchups are really, really bad, or it's a siege. And I just don't have good siege units. So anyways, we don't abuse the auto-resolve. It's a nice, fair, clean campaign. If it looks like it's going to be a good fight, I'm going to fight it. Of course, we will auto-resolve if we attack a town and we have 20 units and they have like 4. Of course, we're going to auto-resolve that. I'm not going to waste your time with that. But, I think very, very carefully whenever I engage a fight, and if it looks like it's going to be a good fight, or that I would gain an advantage with the auto-resolve, then I don't do it. I just do the actual fight and just take the extra casualties. And that means the campaign takes a bit longer. But what's the rush? Like, I don't know why people are in such a rush to finish these campaigns. Like, it's a lot of fun. Like, why not just enjoy it and just, let it unfold naturally? Don't rush it. Just enjoy the game. You don't have to rush through in 15 episodes. You don't have to rush through in 20 hours or whatever. If you're playing to the best of your ability and it's Legendary and you're not really using auto-resolve that much, like, it's a very challenging game. So, do check those out. They're a lot of fun. But thank you very much. That's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, check out some other episodes. If you watch a few episodes and you're intrigued, consider interacting with the video in some way, Throw a like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, even just watching more videos, anything you can do to let YouTube know that we have good content going on here, I really, truly do appreciate. We're still a small channel trying to grow, but I think we have a lot of unique things going on this channel, and I think there'd be a lot of people that would be very interested in watching the kinds of campaigns and multiplayer battles that I fight. So just let other people find this channel. Give them the opportunity to find me by interacting with the video. I really appreciate it, and so do they. So that's it for this episode. It's always a pleasure broadcasting for you. I had a wonderful time. I hope you did too. And I look forward to seeing you next episode. Have a wonderful evening.